Bill, thank you. A successful reality television producer who worked on the hit show Survivor is now the focus of his wife's murder investigation. Her body was discovered in a sewer near the resort where the couple was vacationing in Cancun, Mexico. NBC's Miguel Almaguer joins us live from Cancun with the latest. Good morning, Miguel.
Amy, good morning. The suspect told police he last saw his wife Monday. That's the same day other hotel guests said they heard loud screaming and yelling coming from their room. He's been released from police custody, but he remains a person of interest because of his, quote, inconsistent stories.
Bruce and Monica Beresford-Redman looked the happy couple. But behind the smiles, rumors of his infidelity, according to her family. They came to this exclusive Cancun resort with their children last week to reportedly work on their marriage. But on Monica's 42nd birthday, police in Mexico discovered her body dumped in a sewer. Authorities say Bruce has scratches on his neck. He was later detained by police and released, but he's not allowed to leave the country.
We have established that there was a contentious relationship between both parties, but we have to examine all these areas and continue our investigation.
Bruce and Monica married years ago before either had any type of fame or fortune. He produced smash television shows like CBS's Survivor and helped create MTV's Pimp My Ride. She ran a popular Brazilian restaurant and nightclub for more than a decade. And outside her Los Angeles eatery, where the couple first met, a growing memorial and deepening sorrow.
Monica did not deserve to die. She was a very strong person, very loving, caring. It's no word to describe how, her personality. She was an amazing person.
In Cancun, Bruce has ducked the media spotlight while his parents released this statement. We urge Mexican law enforcement authorities to identify those responsible for this horrendous crime. We know our son loved Monica and would never have harmed her. Meantime, court documents show Bruce's parents have been awarded temporary custody of his 5- and 3-year-old children. The kids likely unaware their father is being questioned in their mother's murder.
Police say this crime is certainly not connected to the drug cartels here in Mexico, was most likely not the work of someone local, and appears to be committed by one assailant. Amy?
Miguel Almaguer, thank you. And we're joined now from Los Angeles by Maritza Aliario, Monica Beresford-Redman's close friend, and by Pat Brown, a criminal profiler who joins us from Washington. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning, Amy.
Good morning.
And Maritza, I know that Monica was your best friend, your closest friend for the past 23 years, so I can only imagine how difficult this time is for you. So I want to first tell you that our condolences are with you. And I know that you heard in the piece, authorities, Monica's sister, have all described her relationship with Bruce as contentious, as troubled. What did you personally witness over the past several years and months even?
About their marriage problem, or if there was any trouble there, I didn't experience anything or not know anything, because Monica and Bruce, they were very, keep their marriage, with issues to themselves. They never showed to us, or I never saw any kind of, anything that, out of, because to me, this whole thing to Bruce, it's out of his character. And, just to hear that he's been held suspect, and I don't think that I can, see any problems in their marriage. And, if there was, or they were well kept it.
You said that this was out of character, or this would be out of character for Bruce. You believe what some people are saying he was capable of. How would you describe Bruce?
I describe Bruce as a very quiet guy. Every time he comes to Zabumba restaurant to, chat and stay with his wife there, and he always quiet and sitting. When he sees the time he get there, he sits on the table and, and read his magazine or book, and he will always quiet.
Right.
And, greet us with, kindness.
Right. And Pat, I want to bring you into this, because let's talk about the facts we know so far. Police there locally say they don't believe this was the act of any drug cartel, and it looked like the act of one person. In terms of what we know about the details of the murder, what does it lead you to believe?
Well, Amy, I would have to agree. It's not going to be a drug cartel. She wasn't involved in anything like that. They've got no reason to kill her. The only thing it could be, if it wasn't her husband, would be an attempted robbery on the property. And it all depends on what her husband is actually saying, and that's what the police are telling us, that his stories aren't quite working. The last I heard, he said that she left at 10 in the morning to go shopping. Well, she didn't get off the ground. She's in a sewer on the hotel grounds. You have to wonder who is going to rob somebody at 10 o'clock in the morning and then drag her body into a sewer at a fancy resort. That's kind of hard to believe. So I think that's what they're dealing with. Does his story make sense?
Right, and Pat, the husband has not been charged. We want to point that out, but the hotel
Correct.
staff reported seeing the two of them fighting, hearing them fighting. I believe the door was opened 11 times throughout the night, and he apparently has scratches on his neck. Does that tell you anything?
Well, when you've got scratches on yourself right under these circumstances, you've got to explain them. Now, he's in Cancun. I guess he could have met up with a feisty iguana, a hotel iguana, and he was holding it and it scratched him. I actually have some scratches from my iguana, so I can relate to that. But does he have that excuse? Is there a feisty iguana on the premises? Probably not. So he's got to say, where did these come from? And that is very suspicious, obviously. And if they also have the fighting that was heard, and why is he going in and out of at the hotel room 11 times in one night? What is all this about? So also the sewer issue. How close is that to the room? Could he have moved her body from the room to the sewer, in the nighttime and not have anybody see him? So they're going to put all of these together and say who is most likely to have, done this, but they have to have probable cause to arrest as well.
Okay. Pat Brown and Maritza Aliario, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Thanks.